What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Metalmorph deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an extremely fun deck to play and can summon out all sorts of nostalgic boss monsters in shiny new metal forms. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing a single copy of Red Eye's Black Full Metal Dragon. This card is our big boss monster of the deck. With the ability, it cannot be normal summoner set. It must first be special summoned with Max Metalmorph that was activated by tributing a level 5 or higher dragon monster. You can also reveal this card in your hand to set a Metalmorph trap directly from your deck, and if you do, shuffle this card in the deck. And this card is also a walking negate that can do burn damage, which is absolutely insane. We then play a single copy of Metal Zoa X. Metal Zoa X is great as a 1-0 in the build because this card has an insane ability that twice per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect or a spell card effect, quick effect, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it, which is an amazing ability just to help you pop cards on the field. We then play 3 copies of Metal Flame Swordsman. Metal Flame Swordsman is definitely a 3-0 in the build and absolutely insane in the deck, as this card is really cannot be a normal summoner set. It must first be special summoned with Max Metalmorph that was activated by tributing a level 5 or higher warrior monster. You can also reveal this card in your hand to add a card that mentions Max Metalmorph from your deck to your hand, extend to the copy of this card, and if you do, shuffle it in the deck, which is an amazing ability to basically grab anything in this deck that you need to go in for your Metalmorph plays, which is why we actually play this card as a 3-0, as it can search so many different cards. This card also is very similar to your copy of Flare Metal Dragon, as this card has the ability each time your opponent activates a card or effect, this card gains 300 attack and inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent when that effect resolves, which is an insane ability just to do a bunch of burn damage to your opponent. We then play 2 copies of Red Eye's Metal Claw Dragon. 2 copies is amazing in this build. I don't really feel like you need 3 copies anymore, but this card is amazing because you can activate a Metalmorph traps the turn they were set. This card also has the ability that you can send a face down card you control to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand, and if it's normal or special summon and you have a Max Metalmorph on the field or in the grave, you can actually add a Metalmorph trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is a great effect, so we can basically go in for a copy of Full Metal Dragon on the very first turn. We play a single copy of Zoa the Fiendish Beast. This card is really cool as a 1-0 in the build, as if your opponent controls a monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Also, if this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card in defense position, and if Max Metalmorph is not in your graveyard, your opponent can special summon a monster from their hand. Also, during your main phase, you can set a Metalmorph trap directly from your deck, which is awesome to instantly get to your copy of Metalmorph, so you can start summoning out your Metalmorph monsters. We then play 3 copies of Metal Illusionist. Metal Illusionist is great as a 3-0 in the build and helps you out so much in this deck, as you increase this card's level by 4 during your opponent's turn only, boosting this card to a level 5 monster, so we can basically use it to summon out any of our Metalmorph monsters. This card also has the ability, if it's normal or special summon, you can actually set a Metalmorph trap directly from your deck. Then if Max Metalmorph is in your graveyard, you can draw a card. You can also declare one other monster type, and this card becomes that type until the end of your opponent's turn, which is awesome because you can either turn this card into a dragon to summon out your copy of Full Metal Dragon, into a fiend so you can summon out your copy of Metal Zoa X, or even turn it into a warrior so you can summon out your copy of Metal Flame Swordsman. We then play 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. Black Metal Dragon is really good as a 3-0 in the build to basically go full combo with Red Eyes, because if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability to be able to use, and it's one of the best normal summons in the deck besides your copy of Metal Illusionist to be able to use in this build to instantly go full combo, and it's such a powerful card in the deck. So you can basically normal summon this card out to your side of the field, link it away for a copy of Striker Dragon, search a copy copy of your Darkness Metal Dragon, which you also play as a 1-of in the build. Banish your copy of Striker Dragon off the field to summon out your copy of your Darkness Metal. Then bring back your copy of Black Metal to your side of the field. Then basically link them both away for your copy of Hieratic Seal. And then once you do that, you can actually search out your copy of Full Metal Dragon, so you can reveal it and set Max Metalmorph to your side of the field. So you can basically go full combo in this deck off a copy of Black Metal Dragon, which is so cool, as then on the follow-up, you can spin a card off the field, bring out a level 5 or higher dragon to your side of the field, and then use the effect of your Max Metalmorph to step into Full Metal Dragon. We then play 3 copies of the Moonfang Dragon. This card is still so cool in the deck, and I absolutely love playing this card because during the end phase, if this card is in your hand at the graveyard, you can special summon this card, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. And also discard a card to add a level 7 Dark Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability because you can actually summon this card during either player's end phase, because it just says during the end phase, you can special summon this card, and the best card to actually search for this card's effect is going to be none other than DarkArmed Dragon. This card is so cool to be able to play, and you guys know I had to include DarkArmed Dragon in the deck. This card is so cool because you have exactly 3 dark monsters in the graveyard. You can special summon this card in the hand, and also banish a dark monster in the graveyard non-once per turn, and actually target a card in the field and destroy him, making it so you can basically board wipe the field and then go in for game, as this card is absolutely insane and my favorite card in the entire game. We then play 3 copies of the Bestial Lubellium. The Bestial Baggage is really good in this deck to be able to use, basically just to extend your plays. But this card is awesome because if this card's in the hand of the graveyard, you can treat a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster to special summon this card, and also send this card from your hand to the graveyard to add a Bestial monster in deck to hand. And if this card's in the graveyard, or if this card's on your field, you can actually, during the main phase, place a branded continuous spell or trap from your deck face up on your side of the field, helping us instantly get to a copy of Branded Regained, which is so cool to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Magnamut. Magnamut is great as a 1-of in the build, as long as your level 6 Bestial monsters share an awesome common effect that you can target a light or dark monster in either player's grave and banish it. If you do, special summon this card in the hand, and it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. But this card is awesome because if this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect that during the end phase of this turn, you can add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is a really powerful effect. And then we get a single copy of Druid's Worm. Druid's Worm is great just to basically spot remove cards off the field. And then we get a single copy of Baldrake. Baldrake is really good as a 1-of as well, to basically just help us spot remove cards off the field, just like your copy of Druid's Worm, but it's really insane to be able to play. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's really good as a 3-of to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then also play 3 copies of Droll. Droll is really good at just stopping your opponent from touching the deck for the rest of the turn. We then also play 3 copies of Molcharmy Fluros. Fluros is amazing as a hand trap to basically just help us in this deck, dig in the deck for the exact cards that we need, and it's an amazing hand trap in this build. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of 1 for 1. 1 for 1 is really good as a 1-of in the build to basically just help us summon another copy of Black Metal Dragon or Metal Illusionist to our side of the field. And then a single copy of Branded Regain. Branded Regain is really good as a 1-of in the build and helps out so much in this deck to be able to use, to instantly use its effect that if a light or dark monster is actually banished, you can actually target one of those monsters and place that monster on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw a card. Also, once per turn, if your opponent normally special summons a monster, you can actually target a Bestial monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is a crazy powerful effect just to be able to turbo out more Bestials to your side of the field. We then also play 3 copies of Incoming Machine. Incoming Machine is basically a Rhoda for the deck, letting you add a monster that mentions Max Metalmorph or a Metalmorph trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if you control a Metalmorph trap card, you can actually banish this card in the graveyard, target one defense position monster your opponent controls, and change it to attack position, which is a really cool effect and is actually a reference to the anime when Bandit Keith actually used block attack or stop defense to be able to stop Joey's monster from being in defense position so he could swing in, which was so cool. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get in to the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing a single copy of Time Engine. Time Engine is really good as a 1-of in the build, as this card has the ability, this card is always treated as a Metalmorph card. And if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can target one of those monsters and special summon it. Then if you special summon a level 5 or higher machine monster by this effect, and you have a Metalmorph trap on the field or in the graveyard, except this card on the field, you can apply the effect, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the special summon monster's original attack, which is a pretty cool ability to be able to use to basically just instantly board wipe your opponent and bring back a really big boss monster. And my single copy of Flame Coating Metalmorph. This card is great as a 1-of in the build because it actually lets you tribute a face-up monster that mentions Max Metalmorph to special summon a monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, and mentions Max Metalmorph from the deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, then equip this card to it with the following effect, that if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle by card effect, you can actually send this card to the grave instead, giving you a little bit of protection. We then play 3 copies of Max Metalmorph. Max Metalmorph is what the entire deck is focused around, so this card is definitely a 3-of in this build. This card actually lets us tribute a face-up monster to special summon a monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, that mentions Max Metalmorph from your hand, deck, or graveyard, then equip this card to that monster with the following effect, that the equipped monster gains 400 attack and defense, and it cannot be destroyed by spell or monster effects, and also your opponent cannot target it with monster spell effects either, which is a really cool ability. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This card is great, especially when you get it on your side of the field, and also get a copy of your Metal Flame Swordsman to do 1,000 points of burn damage to your opponent, which is so cool. But this card is definitely a 1-of the deck, and it's actually really easy to summon because there's so many level 7s in this build to be able to play. We then play a single copy of Dark Arm, the Dragon of Annihilation. This card is really good in the build as a 1-of as well, because this card helps us pop cards on the field, but you always want to use this card's effect during the main phase 2. As this card has the ability that you actually can detach a material in this card, target one card that your opponent controls and destroy it, then banish a card from the grave. Also, this card cannot attack for the rest of the turn, meaning you want to make this card swing in, main phase 2, detach materials, and pop cards and banish cards from your grave. We play a single copy of Zeus. Zeus is great just to help you board wipe the field. Play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon's awesome. The deck's basically just use this card as a skill drain for 3,000 attack with monsters and a bounce. We play a single copy of Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess is great. Basically just use this card to out towers like boss monsters. Play a single copy of Access Code. Access Code's awesome. The deck to pop multiple cards on the field. Plus it comes out absolutely massive. Play a single copy of Selene. Selene is really good in this deck as a 1-of to basically just use this card to climb into your copy of Access Code. And play a single copy of Nightmare Phoenix to pop spells and traps, a single copy of the Dark Charmer, and a single copy of the Light Charmer. These cards are really good in the build. To basically just bring back light or dark monsters from your opponent's graveyard, so we can step into a copy of Selene and then Access Code so we can swing in for game. We made a single copy of SP. SP's awesome. Basically use this card as a double interruption. Play a single copy of IP. IP is really good in the deck as well. To basically just use this card to step into SP during the opponent's turn. Play a single copy of Hieratic Seal so we can spin cards all at the field and also bring out a dragon monster to our side of the field. Plus this card helps us because we can go full Red Eyes combo and end on this plus a Max Metalmorph just through our Red Eyes cards, which is so cool. We made a single copy of Striker Dragon because it's a part of our Red Eyes combo to normal summon out Black Metal and link it away for this card, being able to search out Darkness Metal and then banishing this card so we can actually summon out Darkness Metal, bring back Black Metal, link them both away for seals, and then search out Full Metal, reveal Full Metal, and then once you do, you can set Max Metalmorph to your side of the field, basically going full combo, getting the ability to spin a card off the field, and having the ability to basically use your copy of Hieratic Seals to spin something off the field and stepping into your copy of your Full Metal Dragon. We made a single copy of Relinquished Anima. Anima is great just to gobble up your opponent's monsters, and it's an awesome link monster to play. So, that's it for this one, guys. I would enjoy this deck. Is super fun. If you guys have never played a Metalmorph deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's insane how powerful this deck actually is. Just to be able to summon out all sorts of nostalgic boss monsters in their shiny new metal forms, and I absolutely love this deck. But definitely comment down below what monster you would like to see get the Metalmorph treatment and turned into a new Metalmorph card down below. I would actually like to see something like Dark Magician, or even something like a Buster Blader would be really cool to actually see. Maybe even Metal Garuzis would be awesome, or Metal Barrel Dragon. So that's it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can come part notifications. Go to see you guys in the next video. See you guys.